Here's some good news. Today marks 1 year since I got out of the ER because I had a small stroke. I've never felt better. I realized I was having problems before I ever thought I had a problem. And I'm just like so happy that everything I had problems with finally returned. It took a while, but it did return. People ask me all the time, how did I know I was having a stroke? I didn't. I had high blood pressure. I've had it for years. I was already taking a medication. And for whatever reason, my blood pressure just skyrocketed, even though I was diligent with my medicine. My symptoms were I had an excruciating headache for like a week. But prior to that week, I realized now, looking back, I was having other problems. Like my ankles were swelling. Sometimes I felt like my legs were going to pop. I had headaches. I had just all kinds of stuff, but I was always making excuses. And just the other day, I realized that I used to take Tylenol or Advil or Sudafed or something every single day because I had a headache. And now I really think I was having blood pressure issues. So I ended up in the hospital. And by the time I got out, I was on 3 medications. I was on losartan, I was on amlodipine, and I was also on clonidine. And when I got home, I have never felt more scared in my life. Now I feel thankful that I made it through that because while I had a small stroke, my cousin 1 year prior to that, who was 48 years old, same age as me, had a massive stroke and unfortunately didn't make it and passed away. Things that I've learned over the last year is to slow down a little bit and to get rid of the things in my life that were not bringing me happiness and peace. When I was in the ER all by myself in that bed, I was thinking, why am I stressing over this dumb thing from work? It just really didn't matter at that moment. When I came home, I was scared to death to go to sleep at night. I was afraid of like, what if I don't wake up? What if I die? What if I have another stroke? I was afraid of missing out on my children's life. I was afraid of not being able to say goodbye to people. I was afraid, like, what are people going to find in my house if I actually, like, die tonight? And then I got to a point of peace where I thought, well, if something happens to me, it's not really my problem, right? And so it took me a really long time to get my body confidence back. One of the things that was affected by my stroke was my speech. And that's the whole reason why I came on here to TikTok. I was home, I was recovering, and I started making these silly videos just to hear myself talk and see myself talk. Because the thing about having a stroke is when you have like a little something wrong with your brain, nobody can tell but you. And so while I was telling everybody like my speech is messed up, I think everybody was being kind and they were just saying like, oh no, you sound fine to me. But I could tell because I felt like when I was talking, like I was on pills, like I was slurring. And the other thing that really bothered me is this side of my lip kept going like way down. And that really bothered me. And so I came on TikTok, I started making videos to like prove to people that I was having speaking problems. And eventually all of that stuff came back, but it did take a while. And once I slowly came off of the clonidine, I definitely felt better too. That stuff is crazy medicine. So here I am a year later. I do feel much better. I feel better than I felt in a long time. I feel like I kind of hold myself up in the house to protect myself. I felt honestly depressed, functionally depressed, because I felt like, oh my God, like I have half of my life left to live, and what if I don't make it? Excuse me. I felt frustrated with people in my family because it seemed like it was no big deal to them. I felt frustrated with some of my friends, to be honest, because I am a single parent. But you really realize who's fighting for you and who's not. And that is the secret blessing I got from having the stroke, is you really realize what matters in life. So that's my good news. I'm grateful for everybody I've met on TikTok. I've met 60 people from 62 different countries. I have 28,000 followers who are incredible. We have laughed, we have cried, we have learned. Every single day on TikTok is definitely a journey. So thank you for everybody following me, and thank you for coming along on this journey. Even when I was making videos that probably didn't make any sense, I maybe sounded like I was drunk, I was getting my words mixed up, and I appreciate everybody that trudged through that time with me. I sincerely appreciate you guys.